censored.
When there's a child out there that's not getting the same that your own child is getting, the difference will tell, and there will come a time in the society where that child is going to take its pound of flesh.
Where you can actually, everything from watching a program with the child, you can start up the conversation from something on the TV and say, oh, you know.
For me, it's like, hurry up with this business. And the other one said, Auntie, it's not about me, it's about the guys. They're not ready to marry.
Yes. If she wants to ask something, no, I know my mother very well. In fact, the most interesting one is when I put up pictures on WhatsApp, you know, Snapchat filters and all that.
Hello Nigeria, it's great to have you join us on Newsline. I am Becky Madujemo. I do hope you are enjoying the Salah holiday. We're going to make it even better with the reports we packaged for tonight. President Muhammadu Buhari is back to work to the delight of all Nigerians. We captured his first meeting with the Federal Executive Council. There was excitement and you will see it. Another pleasant report has a group of youth corps members making good melody. They have organized their craft enough to deserve the attention they deserve. You are bound to enjoy their hit songs. Then our social diary is loaded with funfare. The events lined up in this edition are quite entertaining. Now, there will be crime stories at some point. A cable vandal meets his Waterloo. Do not miss that report. In fact, do not miss any second of this production, which will continue smoothly after Tessin Justin Bisang is done with the news. Happy Salah, Tessie.
Happy Salah to you too, Becky. Thank you. Good evening, Nigeria. Here's the news. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has urged Nigerians to disregard the fake news being circulated on the social media that President Muhammadu Buhari is traveling or has traveled to the U.S. He said the fake and ludicrous news is being disseminated via a parody Twitter account in his name at Lai Mohammed, which claims that President Buhari is due to leave Nigeria for the U.S. on Monday to condole with President Trump over the floods in Houston. Lai Mohammed has also condemned an old repackaged 2015 NTA News video purporting that the president has left Daura for the UN General Assembly in New York. In a statement by the Special Assistant Segun Adeyemi, the minister noted that the instances highlighted the danger posed to the polity by the purveyors of fake news and disinformation and vowed that the federal government would fish out those behind the deceit. He recalled that same parody Twitter account was used to circulate a fake report which alleged that he criticized Senator Dino Melaye for attending the Notting Hill Carnival in the UK. Further avoidance of doubt, the minister said he has no Twitter or Facebook accounts and urged Nigerians to be more discerning in dealing with information on the social media. Meanwhile, for purposes of clarity and to put the record straight, we shall bring to you the 2017 Ed-el-Kabir report as filed by NTA State House correspondent Adamu Sambu from Daura.
Celebrating the Feast of Sacrifice with his family, friends and acquaintances in the ancient town of Daura is a practice President Muhammadu Buhari maintained for a very long time. And the people never fail to appreciate, as demonstrated here when the Nigerian leader joins them at Kofar Arewa Eid ground for the 2 Rak'at congregational prayer. The chief imam of Daura Emirate, Malam Salisu Rabiu, led the worshippers in the fervent prayer of thanksgiving to Allah for his protection, guidance and blessings in their lives and that of the nation. The Imam in a khutbah shortly after admonished the congregation to remain prayerful, as nothing is more pleasing to Allah than the prayer of his servant. All adversities of life, he said, can be prevented through prayers, hence the need for the Ummah to commit themselves in such an act of ibadat for a worthy living as well as eternal salvation. Muslims, he also emphasized, must not relent in assisting those in need and making sacrifices for peace, national unity, stability, and development. The Emir of Daura, Farooq Umar Farooq, used the opportunity to thank Allah for keeping the nation's hope alive by preserving President Muhammadu Buhari to change Nigeria for the better, and prayed that he be protected at all times and guided aright. He reassured the president of continued support, cooperation and understanding of his people as he strives to make Nigeria better for posterity. Speaking to NTA News after the prayers, President Muhammadu Buhari once again appreciated the enormous prayers, support and goodwill of Nigerians.
I'm very pleased to see the mood of Nigerians from here, I believe, up to Lagos and so on. If this is the group for Daura alone, I try to imagine for the whole country. I'm very pleased about that.
While promising to remain resolute in selfless service to the nation and humanity, the president said his administration will remain focused in the task of securing Nigeria, safeguarding public assets, as well as achieving economic well-being and prosperity. From Daura in Katsina State, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Now, that was the 2017 Ed-el-Kabir report for this year. Let's now show you the 2015 report, which mischief makers have reproduced and are parading as the 2017 report to back up their fake news that President Buhari has traveled to the US. Take a look.
Although President Muhammadu Buhari has always been observing the greater Eid with his kinsmen in Daura, this is the first time he is doing so as democratically elected leader of Nigeria. Daura Eid ground was therefore filled to capacity as Muslims, including the paramount ruler of the emirate, Alhaji Farooq Umar Farooq, joined their son, in whom they are well pleased to worship and thank Allah for his blessings. The acting chief imam of Daura Central Mosque, Malam Sufyan Yusuf Dansangwai, admonished the congregation to remain upright, be obedient to Allah, and get prepared to submit to his will, no matter the circumstances, as exemplified by Prophet Ibrahim. He said lessons of piety, love, peaceful coexistence, sacrifice, and selflessness in service to humanity must also be upheld. The imam offered prayers to Allah to guide, and grant President Muhammadu Buhari and other leaders of the nation the wisdom, courage, and capacity to meet the huge expectations of Nigerians for a better society. The president had earlier, in a message of felicitation, assured Nigerians that their safety, well-being, and progress remain uppermost in his thoughts and actions, promising that he will continue to work with all his might to deliver positive changes in national life. He, however, called for more patience, understanding, tolerance, patriotism, and greater willingness by the people to make personal sacrifices for the good of all. At the Eid ground, President Muhammadu Buhari was given the honor to perform the symbolic ram slaughtering on behalf of the chief imam. All the title holders in Daura Emirate later took turns to pay homage to the president. The Katsina State Governor, Aminu Bello Masari, also led senior government officials to pay Salah homage to the president at his Daura residence.
It is our responsibility to come and pay our respect and pay homage to the president. Here is where the president has 100% support, and his support here cut across party lines. And the people of Katsina are comfortable, and we believe that the president at the end of the day will deliver Nigeria for good.
In the meantime, President Muhammadu Buhari has left Katsina for the 70th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, United States. From Katsina, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
We hope that puts to rest the antics of mischievous carriers of fake news. Moving ahead, a special durbar called Hawan Magadia was held in the ancient town of Daura in honor of President Muhammadu Buhari, although it coincided with the activities marking the Salah festivities for the Emir of Daura, Umar Farouk Umar. The president's return from vacation in good health is equally important to his kingdom and worthy of celebration. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the report.
This spectacular traditional concert in honor of President Muhammadu Buhari is a unique demonstration of the cultural heritage of Daurawa, one of the 7 Hausa states of historical significance. President Buhari, who holds the title of Bayajida, meaning the legendary warrior of the kingdom, is held here in high esteem. Although he was not at the Emir's palace, Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduji of Kano State joined the high-powered Katsina State government delegation in solidarity with the Kingdom of Daura for the special event.
It's a double celebration. Our beloved president is back, and we're very happy. This is a very great favor Allah has done to us.
We were there in the airport. We received him out to his house and we had Eid with him. And then we give this one to celebrate him.
We are here in order to show our solidarity to Sarkin Daura.
The people of Daura and people of Kano are brothers. And it's this spirit of brotherhood that brought us here.
The Hawan Magadia, or Daba, as it is called in other parts of the northern region, provided the opportunity for the various district heads and traditional title holders to reaffirm their loyalty and respect to the Emir and the kingdom. It is also a spectacular demonstration of horsemanship, courage, and agility by the palace regimental guards and servants. The Emir Umar Farouk Umar, who visited historical places as part of the ceremony, restated the unflinching support and loyalty of the kingdom to the Buhari administration, which he described as Nigeria's best chance for a sustainable future.
We congratulate everybody, particularly the people of the Daura Emirate, for the safe return of Mr. President and also for his good health. And we pray Allah will continue to grant him wisdom, courage, and ability to discharge his responsibility to the best of his ability.
Umar Farouk Umar, the 60th Emir of Daura, a kingdom that was earlier ruled by 20 women warriors before their male counterparts took over, later paid homage on President Muhammadu Buhari at his residence. From Daura in Katsina State, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari is reassuring Nigerians that the worst times are over as the nation's economy is picking up for the enhanced development of critical infrastructure and standard of living across the country. The president was speaking in Daura while receiving his 1983 classmates at Katsina Middle School on solidarity visit. Here again is Adamu Sambo with the details.
It was a remarkable feeling of nostalgia as President Muhammadu Buhari interacted freely with his classmates at his Daura country home. Fond memories were brought back during the exciting moment, which also provided the opportunity to thank Allah for sparing the life of the president to further the cause of national rebirth, salvation and prosperity. The president recalled that times were really hard at the inception of his administration, but expressed optimism that the future now looks bright and promising. He said the fight against insecurity, corruption, and economic sabotage will be sustained, and the new policy initiatives implemented to the latter for sustainable growth and development of the country. Former Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Kumasi led the delegation to the president.
We have been having these interactions, but now that he has come back from ailment, it's even more important. He is sound, he is ready to continue to give this country direction.
He is determined to continue with a good job he started for this country, and I appeal to everybody to give him a helping hand so that at least he can succeed in the wondrous job he has taken for this country.
The group say they will continue to support President Muhammadu Buhari in the implementation of the change agenda for Nigeria. From Daura in Katsina State, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says the nation's elite, Muslims, Christians and all ethnicities must recognize the need to make sacrifices that are necessary to attain the destiny that God has for the people. The Vice President at this year's Eid-el-Adha lunch, organized by wife of the President Aisha Buhari, says he is extremely confident that the nation would remain united and God's plans for the country is to be the prominent black nation in the world. State House correspondent Jide Onifade has this report.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who represented the president at the occasion, described the significance of Ed-el-Kabir festival as the willingness to make the great sacrifice in order to be able to fulfill one's destiny and that of the people. Nigeria, the vice president says, is a nation that would in no distant time show forth in culture, technology and commerce.
We must focus our time, our energies and our resources on being that great nation that God has called us to be. This lunch this afternoon is a demonstration of what God wants to see us do. To eat together, live together, work together, and work through that nation, build that nation that God had in mind from the very beginning.
Minister of Interior Abdurrahman Dambazo represented the wife of the president.
Because what we are doing is to ensure that we sustain peace and development in this country. Particularly, without peace, there will be no development, and without development, there will be no peace. So we seize this opportunity to invite everybody to come on board to support this government.
The event was organized in celebration of the Ed-el-Kabir festival and was attended by a cross-section of Nigerians within and beyond the Federal Capital Territory. From the conference center of the State House, Jide Onifade, NJ News.
And from the security sector, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, says the federal government will ensure improvement of troops' welfare and provision of needed logistics to enhance the ongoing clearance of the terrorists in the northeast region of Nigeria. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa, who captured the festive mood in Mafa, reports that the army boss gave the assurance in a Salah message to the troops.
This is the festive mood at the 112 Task Force Battalion, a 45-minute drive from Maiduguri, the headquarters of Borno State. To troops here, the festive period is just like every other day because it is business as usual.
Just like other soldiers in the theater of Operation Lafia Dole, Last Corporal Adamu Ali has spent several festive periods in the trench fighting the insurgents. Commitment and patriotism to duty, he explained, are part of their sacrifice for the peace and security of Nigerians and Nigeria.
This is our work. Even we didn't celebrate with our family, we keep the job. The morale of the soldiers, we keep it high. If you look at the last year, ambush very close to us, but this year we didn't experience anything like that.
We are highly delighted of seeing our commanders and the civilians of this Maiduguri to come and celebrate the Salah with us.
The visit of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, is a moral booster and to collectively celebrate the Salah.
Eid-el-Adha, which signifies sacrifice, loyalty and obedience, reminds us of the sacrifices of our troops in the ongoing Nigerian army operations, our achievements in the restoration of peace and maintenance of security has only been possible through your unwavering commitment.
These are also troops of the Theatre Command that were wounded while on operation.
Very happy as the Chief of Army Staff is here in order to celebrate the Salah and also come to the hospital to see how we are faring. After this treatment, if I am fit enough to go back to Bush. I am going back to Bush in order to go and continue with the operation.
The army boss is here to felicitate with them and induce sense of belonging. He assured them that the rotation of troops in the northeast is a continuous process. From Maiduguri, Borno State, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
The National Hajj Commission has assured pilgrims that it will look into inadequacies noted in the provision of services, just as it prepares for the outbound flights of Nigerian pilgrims expected to commence with pilgrims from Gombe on the 7th of September. Chairman of NACON Abdullahi Mukhtar Mohammed made this known while visiting tents of Nigerian pilgrims in Mina. The visit availed the Commission one-on-one interaction with pilgrims who decried some aspects of the services such as sleeping spaces, medical and feeding arrangements. The chairman requested pilgrims to bring notice inadequacies to their attention, noting that the strain on facilities experienced at Muna and Arafat is not peculiar to Nigeria. He charged the State Pilgrims Board to work within the remaining time frame to make pilgrims as comfortable as possible and assured that service providers who fall short will be mandated to make refunds to pilgrims. Meanwhile, pilgrims are on the last lap of preparations for the return flights to Nigeria. Many have begun making last-minute purchases of gift items for friends and family back home. Internally displaced persons living at the IDP camp set up by the Benue State government have lamented the hardship confronting them as a result of lack of adequate facilities. Teza Uta visited one of the camps located in Makurdi International Market.
The persistent rainfall, which led to flooding of many communities within Makurdi, the state capital, prompted the setting up of camps to cater for those rendered homeless. A visit to the new Makurdi International Market, one of the IDP camps, shows frustration on the faces of the people. While some of them complain about lack of basic amenities such as beds and mosquito nets, others complain that they have not gotten enough food supplies from the government.
They gave Momoy and Akamu to little children. That is what I saw. But for adults, I've not seen anything.
We need Maggi, we need some items that will cook.
Me man can sit down with them here. I will do.
The Benue State government has appealed to the displaced persons to be patient, saying as soon as adequate statistics of persons in the camp is established, distribution of food and other items will commence immediately.
We continue to put an eagle eye to ensure that all those who are displaced are given minimum comfort.
For now, the people look up to the state government to begin quick distribution of food items provided them by the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to cushion the effects of the devastation. In Makurdi, Teina, Uma, NTA News.
The strategic intervention culminating in efficient supply and distribution of petroleum products by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, has led to a significant fall in the prices of premium motor spirit, PMS, otherwise known as petrol and liquefied petroleum gas, also known as cooking gas nationwide. A statement by the Group General Manager, Group Public Affairs Division, NNPC, says a survey by the Oil and Gas Forum of the NNPC indicates that in the last few weeks, the price of petrol has fallen steadily from 145 naira to 142 naira and 143 naira per litre in some stations across the country. The statement adds that NNPC will sustain its intervention through improvement in the supply of products, remodeling of distribution channels, as well as resuscitation of some of its critical pipelines and depots across the country. And now to sports. Nigeria's Super Eagles have landed in Yaoundé, Cameroon for Monday's FIFA World Cup qualifier against Cameroon and are staying at Hilton Honors Hotel. Amanza Marcus has details on Sports Update.